Every dawn is a doorway, and dreamers walk through on purpose. Here, we master mindset, raise oral intelligence, and rebuild legacy brick by brick. We honor who we were before the world tried to rename us. I'm Dr. Shon, dentist, alchemist, Niiji, daughter of the land, and this is the Hood to Hooded show, where we transform, rise, and stay risen. Welcome to the tribe. What up? What's going on, tribe? Welcome to the Hood to Hooded podcast. How y'all feeling today, tonight? Listen, I'm nearing like day 70 something on this consistency challenge, and every day it gets harder and harder for me to show up, but I am here and ready to talk. What's going on? Come in the room, tap those hearts, guys. If you watch it, make sure you grab your daily heart me. That's the orange at the top. Welcome to the podcast. This podcast is about positivity, inspiration, and knowledge to keep us motivated and growing. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me. Go ahead and smash that share button for me. Alright, yeah, smash that share button for me. We talking about why the Niiji tide is hell of everything right now, actually. So, yeah, what's going on? Tribe, sending love to the ancestors. Sending love to all the melanated kind people in the world today. Sending love to all the people who still care about humanity. Sending love and positive energy to anybody who dealing with this damn economy. And that has to be like majority of us, you know, because things have changed. And we're going to talk about why the Niiji, why the American Indian who have been reclassified as Negro are so tired, and why this is not an accident. No, this is not a history class. This is context and consciousness. Okay? So peace to the people. It's late, but the truth doesn't clock in on colonial time. We don't really care about colonial time at this point. We're trying to distance ourselves from colonialism. Okay? Because colonialism got us all jacked up, y'all. It got us all freaking jacked the hell up. Do you feel me or no? Or no? So tonight isn't about motivation. It's about memory. I am Dr. Chief the Sunflower, your host, your dreamer dentist, you know, yo cousin from afar. And if you've been feeling tired as hell with what you see in the news, what you see on your timeline, the fear mongering, you know, everything changing every day, something unchanged since the beginning of this year. We've been dealing with BS this whole damn time, right? If you've been feeling distracted, I've been hella distracted actually, emotionally heavy or spiritually restless, this live is for you. Okay? So before we get into who the Niiji were before fatigue, let's talk about some statistics that I found. Okay? So the statistics that are out there about what's going on in the economy, let's talk about from a macro perspective. The inflation fire is mostly out, but the burn scars are permanent. Rents and other essential items have reset at much higher prices, and they are continuing to go up, especially after COVID. And I hate saying that word. Strong hate, capital H, right? The kitchen table, like, let's talk like we at the kitchen table. So even if inflation is back near 3%, a renter who was paying nearly $1,000 in 2020 is now paying closer to $1,500. This is probably for like a 1-1. This is outrageous, it's ludicrous, and it doesn't make any sense. And wages only barely kept up, if at all. I don't even think they at all have kept up with what is going on. And that's what's making this economy suck, right? One national rent gouge put the average U.S. rents a little above $2,000 a month. And this was by the spring of 2025. This is psychotic. But this is what we're dealing with. Grocery prices. Grocery prices are outrageous, since the pandemic. It's outrageous. You go to the store now, you just like, wait, I thought this bag of chips was like 99 cents a couple years ago. When did it get to be $6.99 for a bag of potato chips? At this point, we need to learn how to make our own damn potato chips. I'm not even eating potato chips right now, but I'm just saying, like, jeez. I just had to cut out all junk food. I'm doing strictly salad and just eating healthy right now because I don't know what is going on. But, we know that everything is just sky high. It's just sky high, right? So, what is making America feel this way? America right now is running on credit. That's the real state of the economy. And we're not here to talk about panic. We're here to talk about truth. Right? We're here to talk about truth. So how bad is the economy really? And what does it mean for everyday people? What does this mean? What does this mean? Let me know. So every time the economy get a little shaky, people are told lies. Oh, everything is fine. You failed personally. Maybe it's something you did. But both of these things are false. Everything is not fine. And you didn't fail personally. What we're living through right now is not a personal crisis. You might feel like it's personal. You might get in your head and think you failed something. No, it's not personal. It is a systemic crisis. Systemic. At the highest level. And once you understand that, you'll stop blaming yourself and start adjusting your strategy for what is coming in the future. So rent is really what is the topic of all timelines right now, especially on my YouTube, with the economy, with the news. Rent is the silent emergency. Rent has outpaced wages almost everywhere. Not just in one state, but in most states. Many cities now require 2 to 3 times income just to qualify. So if the rent is, we just read, $2,000, you need 2 to 3 times the income. You need $6,000. For some people, that is impossible. So when rent eats 40 to 60% of the income, budgeting becomes a myth, because can you really budget out of that? You can't really, budget out of that. Rent inflation isn't an accident. It's driven by corporate landlords, short-term rentals, housing scarcity, and wage stagnation. So that pressure that you feel every month, it is not you. The math just ain't mathing. It ain't mathing no way, no how. Even if you have a home, the tax is going higher every year. Are you a homeowner or not? Are you just a tax owner at this point? Home ownership is a door that keeps moving. Home prices rose faster than savings, right? And interest rates turn starter homes into luxury payments. So many people who were qualified on paper are being priced out in reality. And it's really, really sad. They talk about American dream. What American dream? You mean the American lie? The American fraud? The American torture? Dream? But see, you gotta be the alchemist of your dream. You gotta be the alchemist of your life. We were taught to work hard, buy a home, but the rules have changed quietly. Even when it comes to going to college, things are changing with AI every single day. They're trying to figure out, dang, everything's happening so fast. AI is learning overnight. Students using ChatGPT to write everything, learn faster, do all these things. What's going on with the school? How is this going to impact our students, guys. Right? So owning a home now often requires two incomes, family help, or inherited equity. hmm It requires a lot more than it did back in the day. So if you rented longer than expected, that's not a failure. This market is shifting right under your feet. Most people don't even want the debt. They just want to be free from the debt, free from the stress, free from the drama. Save it for your mama. Okay. Save it for your mama. Right? So debt in America is real. How? How do they know this? Studies are showing that most people are using credit cards to cover groceries. Buy now, pay later to cover basics. Student loans are lingering for decades. Medical debts are hitting people. The medical crisis is outrageous. Next year, premiums are going 3 times higher. Someone told me today that they pay, we'll say, I ain't gonna tell you the real number, but they pay about, we'll say, 120 a week. The real number is near that. Now it's going to be 120 times 3 a week. So they're actually having to pay like 3 something a week for health insurance. It's crazy. It's outrageous. Right? It's outrageous. So debt is no longer about luxury. It's about surviving, smoothing. What's going on? Signed by Celeste. Thank you for getting that gift there. That heart me. What's going on? So the system runs on people floating life on interest all the time and then shaming them for it. So the shame is what keeps people quiet, stuck in a bubble. Thankfully, with TikTok, more people are coming out. It's traveling. You can find more information about what people are going through. But a lot of people deal with this in shame. They don't even get with the tribe. They don't even get with the family. Everybody's so separate. Everybody doing their own thing. Everybody's struggling secretly. Or even if you're not, it's like the tribe is not cohesive all the time. In certain situations, we'll say. So quiet people don't organize. They just grind themselves down quietly, stress the hell out, not saying nothing. And it's okay. You're not alone. Like I said, this isn't a personal issue. This is a systemic issue that we're dealing with right now. That's why the Niiji are tired. We tired as hell of the lies. Tired as hell of history trying to wipe us out. People trying to tell us who we are and deny our right to self-identify. I don't need you to tell me who I am. I know who I am. So jobs aren't disappearing overnight, but security is. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Most people feel replaceable now. Most people feel one emergency away from a collapse, a total collapse. What is the solution? What is the solution? We're going to get to the solution in just a second, because there is a solution for this. Maybe not immediately. I mean, when it comes to the economy and the president, but the solution that we have in ourselves is the first, not panic. Everything is about panicking, make you feel scared, make you feel, no, that's rule number 1 is to not panic. Don't panic. Now it's really about unity. It's about putting our heads together and thinking outside of the box and trying to figure out a way, because the government is corrupt. They've been corrupt. They not about nothing. And it's just continuing century after century, decade after decade. We tired. Right? So the anxiety you feel waking up tired, it's not laziness, it's cognitive overload. You having to think about everything all day, every day is stressful as hell. You're not alone. So your nervous system knows the math. Even when your mind try to avoid it, your nervous system knows. That's why people will walk around with stress and pretend like they not stressed, but the blood pressure sky high. They almost about to have a stroke. The silent killer, because they stress and they try to hide it, try to cover it up. I feel that with my whole heart. Right? Signed by Celeste. Mentor said, I feel that with my whole heart. suffering in silence. This is called getting burnt out. People suffer in silence. Then they end up with mental health issues. Then they end up, you know, not wanting to be here anymore because they have counted their self out. They counted their future out. They counted everything out because they stressed too far, too much at this one exact moment. They can't even see tomorrow. It looked like tomorrow gonna be stressed as hell. I might as well just not even walk into tomorrow. And we gotta pause. Not panic. Rule number one. What's the rule number one, guys? We do not panic. When it ain't going your way, something being ripped away. Hey, rule number one, don't panic. Right? Tech Barbie just sent the fest pop. Thank you, Tech Barbie. No panicking allowed. But your nervous system knows. So when I say don't panic, that doesn't mean don't acknowledge what's going on. Don't ignore it. But don't panic. So you know what? I'm aware of what's going on. I see the situation. Now it's time for us to strategize. Where do we go from here with all of the things that's going on? What do we do from this point? Right? How do we move from this point? What do we do? Sean Ray, number 2 gifter badge. What's up, Sean Ray? Just join that fan club. Yes, make sure you grab that daily heart me. We almost to our daily goal of 1K hearts. Now we've been tapping in on TikTok, hitting 20K. So y'all been showing out on TikTok, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I really appreciate it. All right. So what does this mean emotionally? How do we tie this to mental health? What's going on with the economy, AI, the jobs? Even though we're not stressing, we're not panicking, we're not trying to raise no fear, all positive vibes. We got to know that when the systems are unstable, people internalize it as a personal failure. That's rule number 1. The system is unstable. It's been unstable. We'll go back since they took money off of the gold standard in the 70s. So you working for money, and money been not really, it's all about people believing in it now. It's not even worth gold. It's fiat money. We really supposed to turn this money into land, but even that, it just goes deep because the land was stolen the further you go back. So when you think about all this stuff, it's not your personal failure. The system the system has failed us, right? Samaj J52, thank you for following. The system has failed us. History has failed us. Well, I'm not gonna really say history has failed us. Actually, history might be the thing that has saved us. Going back and reading history, going back and knowing who you are, because there's a shift in the atmosphere. I can feel it in my spirit. It may seem like everything is doom gloom right now, but I feel such a positive weight coming off from corporate America, from colonization. I feel like the ancestors are speaking. The history is talking. It's getting people to talk. It's waking people up who felt like evil was good. They felt like being evil and nasty was a culture. But I gotta remind them that we don't really fool with people who use racism and white supremacy and all these things and think that's a culture. It's disgusting. It's not cute, and we don't like it. We don't. No, it's not cute. You have the best content on this platform. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Samaj J52. I appreciate it. Right? So burnout, if you're feeling burnt out, burnout isn't weakness. This isn't weakness, guys. It's prolonged exposure to uncertainty. So when you have a society that is uncertain about everything, rent, groceries, gas, all this, and the government isn't helping, the thing for me is they were built on this type of destruction, this type of like labor and workforce. And I was thinking today, now I really thought today, colonizers came to America, right? And their whole thing was to turn the indigenous people, to enslave people, to make them pay taxes, go to work, put them on colonial time, colonization timeline, colonization like work. And that's why they made work a requirement. They broke up tribe gatherings. You had to have a license to travel, a license to walk. You had to have a license to talk. They thought they could just control us like some type of animals. Then they realized, oh no, the Seminoles wasn't folding. They gonna be unconquered. You're gonna have to go to war every year dealing with us. So they had to change the laws and make it to the point where they could colonize us with the pen. Use the pen to knock out the spirit, knock out the soul, to make you feel helpless. Like if you don't go to work, you're gonna go to jail. That was their whole mindset, because they wanted to have free labor. Now in the world of AI, they're like, oh, we got AI now, we got robots coming out. Oh, we don't need the humans, we gonna have free labor anyways. I think the jobs are in jeopardy because the AI needs people for programs, but as it progresses, yes, as it progresses, gonna be able to have basically like independence, is what they're saying, right? It's gonna have independence, which is when the problem happens. And right now they already have these machines that have independence. Some of them are driving, but it's only gonna get worse unless you have a profession in healing or touch or something that requires a soul and a spirit that people just need. It's gonna take a while for people to get used to going to a robot dentist, but they probably coming. We are accepting it, right? We are accepting it, right? So that's why rest feels so hard. That's why motivation fluctuates, because you kind of burned out. That's why people feel behind, even when they're doing everything they can. Some people working 2 to 3 jobs still feel like frustrated because the math just ain't mathing. Guess what, guys? The math ain't gonna math. It's not meant to math. It's meant for you to feel like you're in a box. That's called a matrix. We are getting the robots to drive us around and drones to deliver our groceries. This is the time we living in. This is the time we are living in. And then this happened fast. So many politicians are coming out, sending out warnings to try to warn people. The gig work was the jobs that people who couldn't keep corporate jobs got. Now the robots are taking them. Exactly. Another report from today said the gig jobs are oversaturated. And if it's oversaturated and now they have robots doing the gig work, because people who felt like, oh, I'm not going to go to work, I'd rather do the gig work because I don't have to have this person over me trying to like control me. I can have my own like time schedule. That's freedom. And they took it away with the robots. I seen stuff on the internet about like universal paid wages. It's like a lot going on, and it's just overload at this point. So how do we move forward? Earlier the question was asked, how do we move forward? So really, we have to move forward practical and calmly, right? We have to stop comparing timelines and stay focused on the now. Reduce your shame around surviving what you're going through. Don't feel sad. Don't feel ashamed. We all going through some shit right now. They will push the poor and middle class out of those jobs because they were becoming too independent. Exactly. That's why they also wanted to ban TikTok a couple of months ago, because there's too many melanated indigenous people on here becoming millionaires. And it's too much knowledge transfer on here. This is the age of knowledge. They don't want us to become reprogrammed from the average 9 to 5. Well, I hate it for them because the 9 to 5 it's not working. It's not enough to live like a great quality of life without you having 2 to 3 9 to 5s. It's not working. Where do we go from here? That is the big question. Everyone is trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Now that the gig workers are being displaced, they can't go back to corporate because corporate is using AI. AI is cheaper, it's more efficient, it's smarter, it makes less mistakes. What is going to happen? One thing we have to do is you can't be on the side thinking, oh, well, I don't need to learn AI. Well, that's number 2. You really need to learn something about AI because it's coming and it will impact your life. Another thing you want to do is increase financial literacy. Not self-criticism, but increasing financial literacy. So this is going to help us plan better for the future, help manage our money better. Me, I've been cutting out my subscriptions. Listen, I don't need to be subscribed to really nothing right now because it's too much. Everybody wants a subscription fee. Even in dentistry, everything is a subscription now. As a practice owner, it's like, dang, you used to be able to buy something one time and own it. Now they want you to subscribe and pay forever. It's just like, trying to force people into the 9-to-5 job. Having subscriptions is like making people pay forever for something that normally would just be a one-time fee, and I hate it. Right? Another thing that we have to do during this time is diversify our income. Not desperately, but slowly. So if you have one stream of income, I need you to diversify your income. Think of something else that you can do, that you're talented at, that you're good at, no matter what it is, and do that and diversify your income. I got subscribed on Saving Dogs, 99 cents. What? The average household is spending $200 to $300 on subscriptions. Oh my God. Listen, I'm spending that plus with a practice owner. I'm spending so much on subscriptions. It's like so aggravating. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. So anything I can unsubscribe from, I'm unsubscribing from. Now I have a no. Do you want to subscribe? No. Hell no. No, I don't want to subscribe. Leave me alone. Okay? Right? So protect our mental health. You have to protect your mental health like it's currency. This is your money right here. A lot of people think the money is the cotton with the colonizers' faces on it. The money right here. Knowledge is the power. Knowledge is the power, guys. This season requires clarity, not perfection. So you don't need to sprint, just stay conscious. Stay in the know with what is going on. Yes, the economy is tight, but confusion is optional. You don't have to be confused. My first subscription on helping animals, first time ever doing it. Oh, well, at least it was a subscription for something that was helping people. I should be helping children. Yeah. Yeah, and then you gotta track the money to make sure that they actually helping the people you said they gonna help. Yeah, but I hate subscriptions. It's just like a no. 2026, we saying no to subscriptions. Some of you can't live without, but geez Louise, they don't give people a break. Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, Spotify, storage for the phone. Everything is charged separately. Yes, especially storage for the phone. This year, I got an alert from Google like, hey, we're going to lock you out of your email if you don't buy storage. I'm like, what? I thought Google was unlimited storage. Now y'all charging the subscription? Man, get out of here. Get out of here. I have a subscription to Rocket Money to tell me how many subscriptions I have. That's what you was trying to say earlier. I need to get on Rocket Money. That's a good idea. Children and animals, I'm in. I'm all down for helping children. That is too funny. I didn't know what you was trying to say earlier. Alright. So, listen guys. Like I said, confusion is optional. You don't have to be confused right now. Whatever source of income you got, don't go try to get another job. Go try to sell something on the side in addition to what you're doing. Get together with a group and go and, I don't know, invest in a property. Are you an accountant? No, I'm actually a dentist. I wouldn't dare be an accountant. Accounting in college, listen, I thought accounting was easy. Oh no, I took accounting in college, accounting 101 and 102, whatever the numbers is. And it was my worst nightmare. Oh yeah, I'm not an accountant. I'm actually somebody who just came from the hood and now I'm hooded and just trying to break generational curses and inspire other people to do the same. At the same time, while I'm still learning how to break generational curses. Honest is blessing. Right. I'm still in the fight every single day. That's why I'm showing up here, trying to practice consistency, because that's something that is lacking in me. And with consistency, you can make it out of any situation. I feel like right now, if you're going to work, right, and you're trying to get a second stream of income, I need you to be consistent with it, or get the skill of consistency. Be consistent about something that's finna flip over. With all the AI out here now, I know people are intimidated of it, but you can make something happen a lot faster, and that is the danger. Some people are going to use it and start making things happen a lot faster, and some people are going to fall back and just watch other people use it. And I want to get the message out, hey, don't do that. Get into the know. So why are the Niiji so tired? It's not an accident. It's not an accident at all. It just really isn't an accident. So who were the Niiji? I work in real estate in Florida, helping evictions and backgrounds for 2 years. Wow. I bet you guys are super, super busy in that department, like helping with evictions and backgrounds. Because that's a lot. It's a lot of that going on now. Right? Which brings me to the next point. We were not historically poor, lazy, or dependent. Yes, I did 25 deals a month. Wow, you on fire. Who were we before colonization? We were landowners. We had land patents. Farmers. We were experts in agriculture. Now we experts in the grocery store. We know how to go to the grocery store. But we used to be experts in farming, growing our own food, being a lot healthier. Fishing. Now they have the ponds and the lakes blocked off. You need a license and stuff. It's crazy. We were healers, astronomers, builders of a system that didn't burn us out. Our wealth was in the land, the time, and the community, not in paper with George Washington on it, a colonizer and enslaver. We're going to work for these people, money with their faces on it. Capitalism is outrageous right now. So the question really becomes, guys, the question really is, how did people rooted in balance become a people drowning in exhaustion? Why are we all drowning in exhaustion? Why? I remember being a kid. Somebody said the most ghetto thing right now is being an adult. I got so tired. Listen. Being a kid, and my grandma used to tell me, stay a child as long as you can. Oh my gosh. I used to be like, I can't wait to get a car. I can't wait to get it. I thought I was grown and shit. Man, if I could go and talk to my grandma right now, say, Grandma, you was right, boy. This world is ghetto as hell. She tried to warn me back then, but I didn't understand. The youth don't understand until you get out in this world and you're like, wow. And now it's just so impossible for American dream for a lot of people because of the system that we are tied to. We are tired, right? So we became this way because we got fatigued. Colonization uses our fatigue as a weapon. Something I've been trying to explain to people is how they're separating households. Oh my God. Listen. Now let's have a real conversation, because we talk about this all the time. To go to the hood in Broward, Florida was also dangerous. I understand you might want your kids to grow up and move out, but that's a system. Oh, listen. I gotta cheer to that one. We gotta pause for a second and talk about what you just said. This is the problem now. They broke up the tribe. Because imagine back then, before colonization, we own the land. You own 100 and people had hundreds of acres. I'm going back this year. My grandparents, they got land passed down from their parents. They still have that land. Lots of acres, right? But guess what? They broke up the tribe. They kicked the man out of the house. They put everybody to work. They stole the land. Look at the movie Sarah Rector. Go watch the movie Sarah Rector. It was not highly advertised, but go watch it. I've been talking about it, telling people to go watch it. It was in the theater. It wasn't really advertised, but it talks about the land theft that happened right here. So when you talk about the land theft, breaking up the tribe, they used to break up. The black code said you couldn't be in a group of 9, 10 and more people. Probably less than that. They broke it up. So all of these things broke us up as a unit. Made people now, the result is everyone paying separate rent. Imagine the tribe. Imagine a tribe, right? If I go to my family tree and they say we all had the same community land. Say we all got together and bought 100 acres. We got a tiny house village. I don't know. We got one. Are we in the same big mansion? I don't know. Now you got one light bill, one versus you got your whole tribe. Some of them own their home. A lot of them don't. Everybody got a separate rent. Everybody stressed the hell out. Everybody got a separate light bill. Everybody got a separate grocery bill. Everybody got a separate water bill. Everybody got a separate everything. Do y'all know how many millions we give away? All because they got us broken up. Trying to be independent. Trying to act like you ain't. Listen, now is a time for unity. I can't understand it. I cannot understand it. I understand it, but it's like, when is it gonna click when people say, you know what? Listen, guys, let's live together. We're gonna have to get over our differences. Let's live together. Let's live together. Put all this money together and do something so major for the next generation. Let's pass down something so major. A community, a neighborhood. Instead of passing down debt and generational curses, please let's pass down something a lot more valuable. I was just explaining this to my adult children. Yes, kicking the kids out, kids waiting to be 18 and want to move out. I was just telling one of my family members, hey man, why you want to move out so fast? I did the same thing, wanting to move out, get a rent. That was when the problem started right there. Trying to move out and be grown too fast because society have you thinking that rent and work, the kids want to go to work. They don't want to go and do nothing. They just want to go to work. They know how fortunate they are to still be able to be here with us. That is a lesson. It is a blessing to have your kids living with you and they don't have to worry about going out. See, me, I was different. I didn't have my mom. She was gone. I wasn't living with my dad. I was in custody battles. When I got to be 17, 18, I was living with my aunt. So my whole little childhood was up and down. I was ready to be independent. Because I didn't have the opportunity to stay with somebody long term. It would have been a blessing. But everybody have a different story. And hopefully parents learn from this so they don't kick their kids out so early and put them out here in this world. Now they paying a landlord, paying rent, all of this stuff because you got an attitude problem or because everybody's so funny. I like this. This is what's wrong with us now. Too damn picky. They struggle with their peers having their own apartments, but those kids wound up back at home. Right. It's just comparison. The internet will make people compare. So what caused us as Niiji to feel fatigue, and why is this a weapon? Why is colonization a weapon? Because they forced a reclassification. They forced the labor system, which is still going on right now. They made it illegal not to go to work. I always say that almost every broadcast because I want us to think dang, they made it illegal not to go to work, because people will wonder, how did we get into this work hustle culture, the society? Because when colonizers came, they said, oh no, we're going to get the labor up out you because it's illegal for you not to give us the labor. We know we outlawed people KID napping people and making them POWs. But you know what? We still going to make you go to work, because if you don't, we going to lock you up. If you homeless, we going to lock you up. If you walking and you ain't got no travel papers, that was crazy. Psychotic. When I think about this now, if I was thinking about being back in those times, listen, crazy, psychotic energy. They forced Christianity. Some people don't even know that. They forced Christianity by law. It was illegal not to be a Christian. They forced wage dependence, right? They forced identity confusion. Confuse people to work harder for less, which is what's going on right now. Tired people don't ask questions. Tired people don't read. Tired people don't care. They just want to go to work, pay the bills, go home, go to work, pay the bills. So the burnout is not random. It's designed to be this way. Identity confusion equals economic control. That is what has happened to our village. When you don't know who you are, you will accept anybody to tell you who you are, and you won't go read and learn who you are. You won't go do your genealogy. Religion was their other form of control. That's how this all started. The most informative piece of knowledge that I got this year that helped me tie this all together was learning about Constantine, who made religion legal. This is back in 313 CE. They're trying to ban the books that tell us who we were. Exactly. He made Christianity legal. You can go look this up. It is not like a hidden secret. Go Google it. Go chat G. Constantine made Christianity legal. He's the one who started. He copied Ethiopia's counter system and realized, oh, if I start the church, I can control the people. Then the Pope came later. He said, okay, we're going to make Christianity a state thing. This is where the states came from. And it hit me today. That's where the states came from. Over here, it's all about control. And most people are so tied in because they know you was going to be that docile. Christopher Columbus, he pulled up in the West Indies. He saw these melanated Niiji, these copper tone Amerindians there free. He was like, whoa, these are some beautiful people. Go look it up for yourself. You can find a PDF of Christopher Columbus. It's highly recommended for every Niiji to read it. Every person who don't know who they are to read it. And I guarantee you, after you read how Christopher Columbus think of you, you will change your perception of a lot of this stuff. Because I was reading it like in shock. He was just like, oh, these are some docile people. They don't know nothing about, evil and harm and hate. And he said they don't know. They're going to be easy to convert. He called you easy. He called us easy, guys. Christopher Columbus said they're going to be easy to convert. They're going to be easy. And look at some people around here. Easy. Hello, peace, positivity, and prosperity to you. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the room. Thank you for getting that number 2 gift their badge. We hit our goal of 1K on TikTok. But yeah, Christopher Columbus, when he pulled up he was like, oh, these docile people. He was giving them Bibles. He was giving them the slave Bible, Christopher Columbus. Now, this isn't me making this up. You can Google it for yourself. He was giving them Bibles. He was putting down the cross. And I always wonder where he got that from. He got that from the Pope over there in the Vatican. Because the Pope is the one. It sounds like the Pope is a good guy, right? Oh no. Everything you think is good is not good. The Pope is the one who sent out papal bulls, who sent out the doctrine of discovery, which means you can go to any land on the earth and you can possess those people. Mean you can have them as your possession if they're not Christian white male prince. That's what the Pope said, right? So Christopher Columbus was coming off of that energy. He thought that, oh, these indigenous people, oh, you can unalive them. You can steal their land. You can do whatever you want to an indigenous person. This is coming from the Pope, from the Vatican. Go look it up. The best thing that you can do if you don't understand is go read it for yourself. It's going to change your mind, right? So they force all of these things, force this labor on us. And that's why we are where we are right now. So the burnout is not random. It ain't your fault. It's not personal. It's a system. It is a system. The Niiji people were renamed. This is why we mad. This is why we aggravated. They were renamed. We were renamed all over history. It traced right back to who we truly are. You just got to wake up, get out of the matrix, and know who you are. They changed the Niiji from, they called us underprivileged, minority, black, Negro, colored. everything but our true identity because they don't want to call you in your real identity. They banned you from wearing your real identity. They banned you from doing pretty much anything, right? So none of these describe a land-based sovereign people. And that's the trick of it all. They said, oh, they're going to be easy to trick. They're docile. We can push them into this Christian identity. They're not going to complain. They're going to bow down. That's what Christianity is all about, making you obedient to colonization, obedient to the labor system, and you bow down. They knew this 313 CE. Constantine said this. So you thinking this is something new, right? June, what's going on, June? She said underserved. That's another one. They call us underserved. You know, they want to make you feel like you less than in every aspect of your life. But like I said, Constantine already knew this. Constantine was already plotting for thousands of years. That's why I kept tracing the breadcrumbs back. When I first woke up, I'm like, okay, let me do my genealogy and see if my people really from here. And I'll be damned, I did my genealogy. I'm pulling out, records here. I'm finding out my great-great-grandparents' name all right here in the National Archive. National Archive. You mean my ancestors are in the National Archive? Stop playing with me. The audacity to believe that you are deserving of more than everyone who doesn't look like you is crazy. Right? They in the National Archive. So you have to do your genealogy. Figure out who your people are. That's level one. If you don't do the genealogy, you'll be lost because you don't know who your people really are. When you do your genealogy, you put your mama name in, you put your daddy name in, you put your siblings in, and you trace it back to your grandparents. And then you trace it back to your great-grandparents. And I went all the way back to 1700s. I'm like, well, dang, somebody lied in history because my people look like the Indian reservations on the Choctaw, the Muskogee. I'm like, wow, y'all really was going to lie forever. If you don't wake up, they're not going to wake you up. If you don't go and look for it, nobody's going to go do it for you. No one going to do your homework for you. And each one of us have a different genealogy. My mom and dad is different from other people. Me and my sibling had the same mom and dad, but for everyone else, you have a different genealogy. And it's important that you know who you are. I always wonder, why don't they teach kids this in school? How to do their genealogy. Why? But we already know why. So that's why they lie forever. It's going to be a lie forever. The modern Niiji feels so spiritually off. Many of us are working jobs that don't align with our nervous system. You working a job that don't really align with who you are because it's a force. It's a trauma reaction. We don't honor cyclical rest. We stressed out. We ain't getting proper sleep. We don't honor sleep. Strolling all night. Everybody trying to work, think hard, hustle, go hard, faster. And then AI got you going even faster. You know what I mean? Everything's so fast. Can we slow the hell down for a second? Like, we don't connect to the land no more. We don't connect to our purpose. The only thing people connect to is work. Earlier it was brought up that people don't practice living together. Everybody has a separate house. Everybody has a separate bill. Everybody has a separate this. That's just to disconnect you from your purpose. Disconnect you from your land, right? So our ancestors worked, but they didn't live in a constant cortisol, stressed ass environment. Some people would come into the office and I could just see the stress popping out of the sweat glands, like just stressed the hell out. From going to a job that they don't like, they stressed out, they miserable. The 2 days off on the weekend is not enough, and it's not enough to make you even have enough to go on vacation. It's just like a stressful life. This system runs on urgency. Our systems were ran on seasons. We were planting, growing, agriculturalists, good with the tribe. Everybody seeing each other every day. We so close. I can remember being a little girl. I kind of got a sense of that as a little girl, living with my grandma, Eartha on her land, with all her siblings that their parents loved them. They all live in the same neighborhood. Even now, their house is still in the same neighborhood. But we would go down through the fields, what we call it. She would visit her siblings. Like, it was just like something that a lot of people won't ever get to experience because we so broken apart. We don't even understand the stress that's going on. Everybody trying to maintain a separate house, a separate this. Listen, we got to come together at this point. We can't struggle and stress forever. You know, we got to come together as a tribe, a group, a collective. So whenever you have a mismatch like that, when your spirit is off, your nervous system is stressed the hell out, you're not resting properly, you're not connecting to your purpose, you're not connecting to the land, you're not going out and getting the sunlight, smelling the fresh air, this creates anxiety, depression, exhaustion, burnout. That therapy alone might not can fix. Sometimes you just got to pause and take a break and say, you know what? I'm going to let it go for today and just try again tomorrow. I had a day like that this week. I had a very stressful week. I can't even hold you. Running this consistency challenge this week was probably one of not the hardest week for me, but this week was super hard to show up every day. When you dealing with real life shit going on, like I'm dealing with real stuff in real life when it comes to dentistry, when it comes to a lot, but you still show up. That's a different type of strength. So I'm seeing now when you want to be consistent, you got to push through when you least feel like it. As long as you're still alive and it's not harming you, you got to push through. And I'm pushing through because I'm trying to connect to my purpose. I'm tired of my spirit feeling off, like something ain't right. I have to keep connecting to the people so we can talk about this, have these difficult conversations. Most people scared to have still to this day. A lot of us waking up, but a lot of people still scared to even hear it. They just like, whoa, no, I don't want to learn about history. I don't want to know who I am. Uncomfortable. What Christopher Columbus said was right about me. I'm easy. I'm easy. I'm not going to read. I'm not going to go and do no genealogy. Girl, what? I don't care about no grandparents. People talk like that. I don't care about no history. I'm worrying about who playing on football game on Saturday. This is the world we live in. They don't care, but me, I got to a place where I had to care. Changing my identity, switching my identity because of what I learned about my ancestors, changed my mental health. It prevented me from stressing about a lot of stuff because I understand where the generational curse come from. It's not personal. Do you feel me? It's not personal. It's systemic. It don't have nothing to do with you. So you stressing, you feel like it's you, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Now I need us to get to a collective and work together. What we doing? How we gonna work together? Are you gonna sit here and believe the lie forever? Sit here and everybody just, okay with it? No, I'm not okay with it. Right? The Niiji is reclaiming our identity without cosplay or fantasy. This is our real identity. This is about learning our true history, not the colonized history that they gave you in high school. Learning the true history, learning all the deep secrets and the stuff that you don't want to hear because it wakes you up. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Many days I spend crying when I read history because I'm like, oh my God, it's eye-opening. You're like, oh my goodness. You ain't never seen evil until you read the history that exists in America. Stuff that will make you cry. Stuff that will make you so upset and angry. But where do you channel that? Where do you channel that is continue to learn the history. Share the history. When people not on the same level, continue to try to get them caught up to the level where they know so they're not being blind and stuck in this matrix. Because some people, I'm going to tell you the truth, they're going to be forever stuck. Because they're not going to listen and they're not going to read. And my thing is really not even about listening. It's really about reading. It's really about going and say, you know what? I'm curious at what you're talking about, Dr. Shon. Let me go and find out something and read. What source do you think I should read? Can you send me a PDF so I can read for myself? Because me, I got a lot of information in my ear. It didn't move me like that. But when I sat down and I started reading, I became addicted to history because it unlocked who I am. It unlocked who my ancestors are. And it unlocked who my tribe is. I have gained so many actual blood relative tribes members who I have never met since I started waking up and realizing and tracking my ancestry. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So we are reconnecting to land ethics. We are rebuilding economic literacy. We are reclaiming rest without guilt. And we are learning our true history. Okay? So you don't have to quit your job tomorrow. Oh no. You just have to stop believing that this system defines your worth. You have to stop believing that your job defines your worth. And ask yourself what awakening actually looks like. Okay? So awakening isn't loud. It's not boisterous. It's quiet clarity. Something that you don't need nobody else to prove shit to you. It's very quiet. It's very confident because you know what you know. You seen what you seen. You read what you read. These are signs that it's happening when you stop rushing life. You settle down. You're calm. You're in your serene moment. You stop explaining yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. Somebody don't fool with what you putting down. It is what it is. I don't have to explain who I am to you. Who are you? Did you do your research on you? Then I need you to sit there. You did your genealogy? Okay, then I don't have to explain to you. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody. What else is going to signify that you are awakening? When you start protecting your energy from people who are negative, from jobs that try to wear you out, burn you out. You just stop it. You ask better questions. Not, oh, no. It's like, okay, well, how did you come up with that? Can we debate about it? Let me see what you know. Let me see what you know. We got to see what we can put together. Let's debate. I never understood the reason why I took the debate class in high school. In IB, they made you take a debate class. I hated the class. I was like, oh, why? I don't feel like debating. I was like that. But now I see that it's very important to debate, talk about viewpoints so that people can be aware and have clarity about who they are. Another thing is you invest in learning and not surviving. So we're getting out of survival mode. We're getting out of the pessimistic mindset, and we are focusing on learning, getting more skills, not just surviving. If you feel like you're surviving, I need you to pick up another skill. You say, you know what, I'm surviving right now. I need a skill. I don't care if the skill is doing some lashes, if the skill is doing eyebrows, is a skill making jewelry, what, I don't know, making soap, I don't know, but you need another skill. So if you're surviving, get another skill. Invest in your learning. It's only going to pay dividends exponentially. Okay? So if you're tired, I need you to know that you're not weak. You are remembering something this system can't provide. The Niiji are not broken. We are misplaced. Our energy right now is misplaced. They got a lot of us reclassified, living a life in an identity that is not really true to who we spiritually are. It's true to who Constantine was. It's true to who the Romans was. It's true to colonization. It's true to a lot of unnatural stuff. And it can never feel peaceful. In the inside, you can't ever feel peaceful in that identity. You might think you do, but it's always something constantly like, dang, I don't have peace. Something ain't right. You know? Misplaced things don't need fixing. They need to be returned to their proper name, their proper title, and, left the hell alone. So I'm sending peace and love to all the Niiji, all the people who are finding their way back to the truth. Because it is a hard journey. It is a self-awakening journey. It is a grand awakening journey. When you truly wake up, you'll know because you're going to cry. That's the number one sign for me, is when you truly wake up and you realize what the hell happened and what is going on, it is going to make you cry. And that's how you know. Okay? That's how you know. So if this resonated with you and you're watching this on the replay, show some love in the chat. This is Dr. Chiefess Sunflower. Remember, guys, awakening doesn't look the same for everyone. You are not alone. Even if you feel like you struggling, you are not alone. It is the system. It is not you. Okay? So I hope y'all have a lovely, lovely remainder of your night, your morning, your day. I'm getting off of here. I will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Hood to Hooded podcast. And also, Dr. Zuri got a new episode coming out tomorrow. Hey, so make sure y'all check that out. I am keeping it moving. I'm trying to do whatever skill. I'm just keeping it popping, keeping it focused, keeping it rocking. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's why I'm going live. I show up. I don't care if it's 0 people in the room. I don't care if it's 200 people in the room. I don't care. I'm showing up. Because I got something to prove to the tribe. I might show up a little late, but I'm showing up. Consistency is everything. Don't be afraid of nothing. When you see me showing up here tired as hell, because listen, guys, I'm tired as hell. When you see me showing up here late, I'm tired. When you see me showing up, I'm showing up for the tribe. Because we got to know that it can be done. I'm on day. I want to count the day real quick. Let's see what day I'm on. I'm on day like 70 something. I ain't going to even hold you. My phone died on TikTok. Sorry, TikTok. My phone died on y'all. No. My phone died. So before I get off of here, I just want to see what day we on for this consistency challenge. So we can get a little motivation. Come on. Dang, TikTok. Okay, let's see here. So live, let's go down. I started my 365 day challenge. I think it was like September. Dang, I done went live every freaking day. Ooh, it ain't easy, y'all. I ain't gonna even hold you. So we started going live again. I think this was here. Let's see. This was on September the 29th. Now let's do some calculating. September the 29th. Actually, I'm not calculating. I'm gonna ask chat. If I started going live September 29th, how many days does it make until 12? Let's see how many days. Yeah. Alright, it says I've been live for 73 days. Period. Don't play with her. Hold on, no, you want me to count both September and December the 11th? Oh, actually it's 74 days. It said I've been going live for over 2 months straight in a collapsing attention economy. Right? That is crazy. That is crazy. Hey. Hey. so proud, y'all. 74 days of showing up. Do y'all know how fucking hard that is? Woo! So if I did 74 days, how many days do I have left? 74 days. How many days do I have left? Oh, I got 291 days left in my consistency challenge. Can I do it? June said, you've been consistent with marketing for years. Yeah, but I realized I wasn't being consistent. Like how I wanted to be consistent, showing up every day, I wasn't being consistent. I might have seemed like I was, but I was lacking somewhere. So this is proving to me I'm getting a whole nother skill. Because 74 days is a lot, but having to go through 291 more days, that's 365 days, it's going to be tough. But if I can do this, and I know that I can, nothing can stop me, right? Because most people quit before day 30, and a lot of people quit before 60 days. I done quit 3-4 times, but I'm on day 74. I'm tired as hell, but hey, I'm ready. I'm motivated. So this is like energy. I'm sending positive energy, guys, to you from me. Stay consistent. Whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, this is your business. Stay consistent. Stay on it. And whatever you lose, don't even stress about it. Just stay chill. I'm gonna do a 74-day challenge. Yes, do it. I'm down. Let me know when you start. I would definitely support. It's gonna change our life. It's hard, but like some days I'm like, I don't feel like going live, but I still do it. I just have to push through. Okay, and it's paying off. My platforms are growing. I'm reaching people from around the world, getting new ideas every day, not falling behind in the AI game, learning how to use new things all the time. Like, it's crazy. Staying connected, talking to cool people like June. So life is great. Life is great. Minus the BS that happens, but overall, spiritually, life is good. All right. So I'm about to get off of here, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Have a good night. This is Dr. Cheap the Sunflower. Thank you, June. I appreciate you stopping in, chatting with me. I will see y'all later. Later, alligator. Adios.